TIFU by ghosting a girl from Tinder and not listening to Reddit. A week ago, I made a post on r/Tinder asking if it's ever okay to ghost someone. I did not follow anyone's advice, which has resulted in a threat to my life and a police investigation. Back to the context. Is it ever okay to ghost someone? I had a second date with a woman who is a few years older than me and went over to her house for dinner a week ago. She gave off some intense vibes when we met in person at my flat the first date, but, lockdown being lockdown, I was willing to give it a second shot. Upon arriving to her house, we had drinks. Then, she gave me a house tour. All is normal. However, the final room to be shown was a shrine for the Spice Girls. It was impressive how dedicated it was, and, at the same time, terrifying. The shrine was the second largest room in the house. When you walked into the shrine, you were greeted with a musky scent reminiscent of an antique store. Chumley wouldn't have had to call in an expert for appraisal because this girl was the expert. Every relic was, without a doubt, authentic. This room was littered with mannequins dressed in apparel from various concerts from their rise to fame. Items ranging from a scarf that Mel B had worn to an exclusive event to a pair of socks that Jerry threw into a crowd. None of it washed in over a decade to preserve the authenticity of these sacred relics. By this point, I was 4 Negronis in and absolutely bottled. I decided to stay for dinner. This proved to be the right move, so it seemed. She cooked an incredible meal starting with scallops on a half-shell concluding with steak cooked medium raw. At the end of the night, we hooked up. However, it's a Tinder date, and the second date no less, where I was inundated with the spice, and frankly, I was lucky to make it home the next day. I was not interested in ever seeing this person again. 2 days later, I posted on r/Tinder asking if it's ever okay to ghost someone. Some interesting discourse resulted in the overwhelming majority of Redditors saying to just message her, but I didn't heed this advice. I ghosted this girl for 5 days in part due to work and university and also because she was a mentalist. She texted me, and as time waned on, the messages became more and more hostile, which furthered my position to ghost. 2 days ago, someone rang my doorbell 6 times. I was in the middle of a ranked Apex Legends match, top 3 no less, so the visitor can wait.
Once I found a spot for safety. I looked through the camera. And it appeared to be a delivery driver. Or someone I didn't recognize. And I didn't buzz them in. A neighbor graciously let him up. A man then knocks on my door. I open it, and expected a mailman or delivery driver to greet me with a kind smile and a parcel. Instead, I'm greeted by a deranged lunatic. Do you know who the fuck I am? You can't treat my daughter like this. I came here to stab you. You need to contact my daughter. Or I will come back and stab you multiple times. I will wait outside your flat and stab you to death. When you are least expecting it. I will be waiting for you. I had my hand on the 9-iron by the door. But somehow managed to de-escalate the situation knowing full well this was the quickest way back to the Apex match without her dad pulling a bloodhound finishing move on my ass. I returned to the Apex match with 2 furious squad mates and broke down what the hell just happened. I called the cops, and they open an investigation into it collecting all kinds of information. They tell me to notify this girl that I have contacted the police to dissuade her dad from coming back. Yesterday, officers came to my place for questioning. They pulled CCTV footage of this guy coming in and audio from my bell outside my door. My neighbor is acting as a witness because she heard the whole situation. He may be getting charged for trespassing and intent to harm. This girl then messaged me something incredibly foul yesterday. I have half a mind to respond, the sex wasn't even that good. But again, I'd prefer not to be stabbed. Please be safe out there. Some crazy fuckers on these apps have deleted them all and taking a long hiatus. TLDR. Ghosted a girl from Tinder after 2 dates. She gave her dad my address. He came over to my flat on Sunday and threatened to stab me to death.
I contacted the police, and he will likely be charged. TLDR of TLDR, don't ghost people. Update. I checked my phone, and when I was blasted, I managed to take a picture of part of the shrine https://imgur.com/a/xwbjsf3. I have emails with my landlord and a police report, but I worry this will give my identity away. We also got second place. But positive RP.
Musical note, if you don't want to be my lover, you're gonna be stabbed by dad. Musical note. You left out a key detail. Who is her favorite spice?
I showed you my spice shrine, PLS respond. A lot of comments about the girl. How she's crazy. And ghosting. Not a lot of comments about the dad. Like I get it. Someone broke your baby girl's heart. After 2 dates. But the lengths he went to in order to try and force the relationship. Isn't it normally dads threatening to stab you if you have sex with their daughter? Not threatening to stab you if you stop. Ghosting people is a dick move. That being said, if this bitch and her dad are crazy enough to do that shit, they probably would've either way. Firstly, holy crap. Glad you're still alive. Ghosting is never fun. Always worth at least a short, "Sorry, I don't think this is right for me" message is good. But definitely not a proportionate reaction from her. Secondly, why as always when you're in top 3 ranked? My deliveries or neighbor needing to rescue something from my garden always happens when it's a gold ranked match. Did you win at least? Or strangest ad for Apex that I've seen on here so far. First, ghosting people is never nice, but the most important part is don't let strange people know where you live. The lesson you learned was wrong. It wasn't not to ghost but to follow your instincts instead of your DQ. Dick intelligence. You noticed intense vibes but you still went for it. Therein lies the problem. Say you can't handle my love, are you for real? If you won't be my lover, you can't leave me on read. Stalking is too easy. You'll just get stabbed. Stay EAD. Woman dancing light skin tone. Woman dancing light skin tone. Rule number 1, always meet in a public place first. Ghosting drives people nuts. Or if they are nuts in the first place, it drives them even nuttier. Don't do that. You dodged a bullet there, buddy. Hopefully a knife too. I'm not saying you have to. But if your lease is ending anytime soon, maybe look for somewhere else. Just to, get a change of scenery. If anything, I always use a safe measure of if the first hookup is before I really know the person well. First 3 or 4 dates for good measure. We grabbing a hotel room. Don't care how sexually lubricated I am and libidoed up I am. I rather not have strangers know where I live. Why would you sleep with a mentally suspicious woman? I don't understand, guys. I'm glad you made it out alive, but hopefully you've learned something too. Seeing how this girl and her father acted now after 2 dates, I can't imagine what would happen if you had started a relationship and done something to make her angry later on. As my high school English teacher would succinctly and eloquently put it, this is why you don't fuck crazy. Our Apex Legends needs to hear this lol.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.